New York City, one of the richest cities in the world, and I could probably say that it's really wealthy, wealthier than most cities here in the US, our domestic country. New York is now taking a big beating. They can't take this anymore. They're going to a budget negative right now. They can't afford all this migrant stuff, and if you check out New York City real estate, it's still popping. People are still buying real estate, property taxes are still high. How is a city going broke? Eric Adams asked the state of New York to at least cover 50% of their migrant crisis cost. And everyone in Albany and the rest of New York is like, you did the migrant crisis yourself. You chose to be a sanctuary city, and now you're passing the torch on us? What's going on here? Now, he's saying that the state should be confident of at least 50% of New York City's enormous migrant cost. They have almost 100,000 people, and the population is still rising. They're handing out free money, free food, free expensive hotel stays. It's literally running New York dry. And they're saying that it's going to cost billions and billions of dollars. And they're on their knees right now. They cannot provide more funding for the migrants if they don't get like $3 to $4 billion bucks as soon as possible. Guys, if you look at New York City right now, it's really not that big of a city. It's actually a pretty small area, and many of the migrants are hosted in some places of Queens and Brooklyn, but a lot of them in Manhattan, this tiny little island. And there is not that much space in this island. Not to mention, when you cram about 50,000 people in this tiny island, it gets kind of messy. And we already have a lot of migrants just straight up sleeping on the streets. And Mayor Adams right now is increasingly being isolated within his own party. He needs Democratic support on education and other factors, but Adams is losing allies. The mayor of New York brought this onto New York City. And the reason why is maybe for political causes. I don't know. Maybe New York City just wants to help people, but I think everyone is cool with helping people. If New York just took in maybe 3,000 migrants, helped them out, get them to society, get them jobs and good education, and help them settle down, I don't really think a lot of people in New York City will be mad. I mean, me personally, I'll actually be pretty cool with it. But the thing that people really hated about this situation was the mayor took in almost 100,000 people, with most of them now sleeping on the streets. This is what Manhattan in many parts look like. Just people sleeping on the streets right next door to some locally owned business or restaurant. And people are saying it's affecting their business, it's affecting their restaurants, it's also affecting condo prices. And why would they take in this many people if they knew most of them would be sleeping on the streets? That's why people are mad. People aren't necessarily mad about the migrants, per se. What people are really mad about is New York not preparing anything and then proceeds to take in like a 6-digit amount of people. And the city isn't even that big, so they're taking a lot of heat here. And then you also have the mayor defending the controversial $53 million prepaid debit card program for migrant families. I mean, that seems pretty lit, right? Free hotel, free 3 meals a day, and now $1,000 a month to spend. That seems like an awesome deal in my opinion. So right now, everyone's mad, even 50 Cent, from New York. You got some hardcore New Yorkers are really mad about New York. You have people who always side with New York, and for the first time, they never side with them anymore. People feel like this is getting dumber and dumber by the day, and people are saying that New York City doesn't even know what in the world they're doing. In fact, they're spending racks and racks, billions of dollars. I mean, imagine a city as rich as New York pretty much going bankrupt right now. So that's $2.4 billion is not enough for New York's migrant crisis. Like what? That's a lot of money, guys. You know what $2.4 billion could do? Maybe help people get off the streets in New York City. Maybe improve the subway system. Maybe help all the homeless people in New York. Maybe provide some rental income or rent stabilization money for people who are being gentrified or being kicked out of their neighborhoods. But no, spend all that stuff on the migrant crisis and neglects the own New York citizens. Mayor Eric Adams has told state lawmakers in Albany that New York City needs $4.6 billion just to pay for half of its yearly cost. So you're telling me it costs about $9.2 billion a year for this? This is an insane amount, guys. I'm not even sure if somebody as rich as New York City has that kind of money. Let me stress you guys, $9.6 billion is like more money than some companies in the US makes in like several years. And we're talking about like mid-cap and even some of like the larger cap companies. This is ludicrous. People feel like this is literally just burning money by the day. You could use almost $10 billion on several other things. Imagine they spent $10 billion on infrastructure. Wow, New York City would probably have some of the best infrastructure in the world. Imagine New York City spends $10 billion on crime and making sure the city is safe and clean. New York City might just become one of the safest and cleanest cities in the Western Hemisphere. But no, they're spending almost $10 billion on the migrant crisis. And they're asking others to pretty much fit the bill for them. Nobody likes this. Everyone's kind of mad. New York's going broke. And I think the whole entire city is collapsing at this point. Thanks for watching, guys. Comment below, and see you later.